Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. I want to say this morning how much I love my country. We don't tend to do that in Canada. We think that that's kind of gauche. We don't feel we need to say how much we love our country. But when we see the criminal gang that has taken control in Washington telling us we do not have a right to our nation, well, oh yeah. Not only am I going to love my country and its values and the people from one end of this beautiful nation to another, but I'm going to work with those ordinary Canadians to defend our right to continue to exist as an independent nation. And for this, on the eve of the 60th anniversary of the Canadian flag, I encourage Canadians to reflect what that symbol means. That symbol that has been in war zones. That symbol that has been, as Canadians went to fight famines in other countries. That symbol of openness and inclusion that is the direct opposite to the politics of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. This week we saw the shameful actions by Donald Trump to negotiate with Vladimir Putin, another gangster, to sell the people of Ukraine out. Mr. Putin thinks that Vladimir Putin is a savvy genius and he detests our country. Well, he's sending us a very clear message of the kind of man he is. Our neighbors are no longer our allies. We are dealing with a regime next door to us that is ignoring the international rule of law, and we have to take this dead serious as a nation, with our political leaders, but with ordinary Canadians. So what do we do right now? Well, I'm extremely encouraged by the incredible response we've received from the Pledge for Canada that's now, just in the space of 2 weeks, had over 62,000 people sign up. People from across the political spectrum. Former Prime Minister Kim Campbell, former Attorney General Alan Rock, former Premier Danny Williams, but also the incredible artists and Indigenous activists and labor activists and ordinary people across this country who said that there's a value to our nation that we're willing to defend. And I also want to encourage and thank the ordinary people who on their own began the boycott of all things American. Now, some might think, well, if you just choose not to go down to Tennessee this year, who's going to notice? Well, right now we're seeing the American tourism industry is in full-on panic. There are now over $2 billion in travel that is at risk. That's 140,000 American jobs. That's if just 10% of Canadians cancel their trips. It's still too early to say how many are canceling, but from the evidence that we're gathering, it's much, much higher than 10%. And it's about sending a message to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who said Canada was going to learn a lesson. Oh, really? Texas is going to teach Canada a lesson. Well, we've got $400 million worth of travel that goes to Texas, Mr. Abbott. How about we teach you a lesson and say, we got better places to go than Texas. If that's your attitude of Canadians, we will not go. Hell no, we will not go. The boycott is going to target many, many areas of the United States that are very vulnerable right now. Kentucky has already started to speak up about the huge losses that they're facing in Kentucky bourbon and Kentucky whiskeys because their number one market is Canadians. So when Canadians stop buying, it's sending a message. And we know this is the only way right now that Americans are going to be able to put pressure on Donald Trump. Because what's at risk here is the future of an international order where we respect the rights of countries to be independent, we respect the international rule of law, we respect our neighbors and borders, and this is something Mr. Trump is saying he will not respect. So on this festival where we celebrate Canada as a nation and our flag, I am encouraged. I want to thank Canadians. I want to say we are strong, we do not bend, and we will never, ever, ever kiss the ring of that gangster from Mar-a-Lago. So let's celebrate the 60th anniversary for Canada and our flag in a way that we have never done before. Thank you, merci. Any questions?